Welcome back to Forget the Critics, a podcast where I'm turning my girlfriend into a nerd. I'm your host, Aaron Haig, and with me is.
Your other host, Libby Collins.
And today we are talking about two amazing movies. We're starting off with The Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the first movie that we kind of get to see in phase two where it's different. It's a nice, refreshing mix thrown in there. Libby, what was your first impressions of this movie?
I liked it. You're right. It was very different compared to the rest of the Marvel movies that we've seen, but it was super, super fun. It kind of reminded me of Star Wars.
Oh, really?
hmm
Just like all the different characters or what?
Yeah, and them like flying around to different like planets or wherever they were going.
Yeah. Did you like this more than kind of the other vibe? Did you like the different characters?
No.
Really?
Well, it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't. I did like it, but not more than the other video or the other like kind of Marvel movies.
I like that it's like I said, it's kind of refreshing and it's a good mix thrown in there because you got
hmm
the normal style of Marvel movies that we've been watching are, they're lighthearted and there's jokes, but they're more serious. Whereas this was just all jokes. Like, even in the serious moments, I felt like they were always joking.
hmm
That was
I
super
agree.
fun. And, like, the dynamic is just so interesting because they're all they're all the same. They've got this dark past, they're all broken people, but they come together better than the Avengers. They're more tightly knit and you just see them in one movie.
Yeah, you're right. They develop a little bit better of a bond than the Avengers do.
And, like, they all are instantly, like, they don't need any lessons before they're, sticking their neck out for each other. They're helping each other out. Whereas the Avengers, they were just working together because Nick Fury was like, hey, we're building a team. They actually needed a moment where they're like, okay, we need to come together. I feel like the Guardians of the Galaxy didn't really have that wake up moment. They just instantly were like, okay, I'm going to help you out. Even though they were
Yeah,
even though they were like in it together for the money because, they all wanted a cut, but still there wasn't like banter and they're like, "Nah, I'm not helping you." It was just right from the go.
yeah. The fact that they had a shared motive, um, made it so that they were a little bit more cohesive with each other, and they could agree on like plans and stuff. I get that the Avengers have a motive, but it's not as clear because they all kind of try to do their own thing. They all are a little bit more strong-willed and think they know what's best to solve the problem, and they do it independently.
Who's your favorite Guardian?
Oh, I don't know, like
Surprised you haven't even thought of this question. I just like caught you off guard with that.
yeah, I didn't really think like, honestly, none of them stood out to me because I just liked them all
Mhm.
a lot. I could tell you my least favorite is the guy they picked up at the prison. I can't remember what his name is.
Drax?
Yeah. He's one who I didn't like as much. I mean, he was okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. I really like Groot.
I am Groot.
I thought that was so funny how he kept saying that.
Were you sad when he turned into a little stick?
No, because then he was
What?
just cute. He was just, like, smaller. But, you saw him dancing. He wasn't even sad about it, so how could I be sad about it?
That's funny. He I can't even remember how big he gets, but he'll grow back soon.
Oh, good. He was actually, like, a good fighter. I didn't expect him to be, like, a sleeper fighter. When they got up on the bad guy's ship and he would, like, shoot his branches out and start throwing people around.
Yes. And he was like funny with it too.
Mhm,
He was just, doing his thing, but it was funny at the same time.
mhm. Yeah, bro was doing it for the love of the game. He didn't even care about, like, I don't know. You're right, like, he was just doing it and having fun with it.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have some positives for the movie that you wanna talk about?
Yeah. I got a lot of positives for this movie. Um, one thing is I like how the Guardians of the Galaxy is a comedy movie, but at the same time, it builds the MCU. So it feels kind of like, you know what a spin-off movie is?
Mhm,
It feels like a spin-off movie, but at the same time, it builds the MCU. So, I mean, you get Thanos and Infinity Stones, which are super important moving forward in later movies. Like, that's probably the most important thing at the end of our journey before we get into Doomsday is actually seeing Thanos and the Infinity Stones. And it also just does it in a smart way by like connecting all these characters together because you're not ever questioning why does this work? You know, why do these people like Nebula and Gamora being daughters of Thanos? You know, it's not weird. It's just like, oh, Thanos took over their home world and basically kidnapped them. I don't feel like it's stretched. I feel like it's a smart way and it honestly builds on why Gamora backstabs them and then joins the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think altogether
I
it's
feel
just such a smart thing.
you always say this, like, every movie now, you're just like, "Oh, it's so smart," like, how this all works together and everything builds into the next thing. You, like, glaze these past couple movies that we've been watching.
It's so smart. I mean, when we talk about Age of Ultron next, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be glazing it because I didn't realize how much these movies were actually planned out and just point to the ending. I mean
Mhm.
this is movies
Watching
from
them
phase 1.
all one by one like this, it's like you're watching a show, and you're just, like, clicking through the next episode.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
it does. I get what you're saying, it flows really well.
And it's so interesting. Just I wish like you would know what I was talking about, but you haven't seen Endgame. Oh, which speaking of Avengers Endgame, that's the main ending movie. Like once we reach that, that's like you basically know all the lore and all the stuff, and you'd probably be ready for Doomsday. Besides watching like the other groups that will be in it. What I'm trying to get at though
Mhm.
is I just saw some news today about Avengers Endgame, and they're re-releasing it in theaters in September, but apparently they are redoing the ending to make it connect more to Doomsday because they need to, and I've seen speculation, people are saying, you know, that means they don't really know what they're doing and it wasn't really thought out and they need a way to connect it more so it feels like they're thinking it out. But other people just think, no, this is a smart idea to redo an ending because then it's going to bring people to theaters to watch Endgame, which
Mhm.
that's why I think is it's just a great idea to get people to go to theaters because now I want to go and see it. I want to be like, oh, what's this new ending?
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely just doing it to try to get more people into the theaters and, like, ultimately get more attention on their new movie coming out. I
Definitely.
don't think I think the people saying that they messed something up, I think those people are wrong.
I hope they're wrong, but
There's no way the ending doesn't make sense.
they just came out with a trailer too for people that were at CinemaCon. It's called. They came out with a ton of trailers, like Doomsday had a trailer, and surprisingly, no one leaked it, Livy.
Really?
Yeah, there was no leaks. I haven't even looked for a leak though, because I don't want to know. I'm going into this completely blind. Like, even if they come out with a trailer tomorrow, I'm not watching it. I'm gonna go into it blind. And then I also heard that they let people at CinemaCon watch the first 7 minutes of Dune Part 3.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what? Here's a take Imma bring up. I don't know if you will agree with me or not, but it kind of makes me upset how they give these early screenings and they do these exclusive trailers for only people who can go to like CinemaCon or who get invited to these premieres. Like I
Mhm.
understand the point of it is to, create hype with like, the influencers and the people who are actually like, putting in the work, but it just feels upsetting.
Mm, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it would lose all of its, um, like, fun. It wouldn't be as fun if everyone could see it, though. Like,
Yeah, I know.
if it was more accessible to the public, no
But
one would think that
sometimes
it's as cool.
I get that. But also I feel like it gets annoying like when Project Hail Mary came out. I didn't even know that it came out early for people. And so I'm just scrolling and I see people already reviewing the movie and I'm like, "Whoa, I'm not trying to get spoiled here. This is stupid."
Bro, then you scroll.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just like boom in your face right there. Or like sometimes it's just like a tweet that comes across my phone. I'm like, "Oh, great." Or like I'm just scrolling on Instagram.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, that's just one of the things. You're not gonna ever be able to go into something fully surprised, especially if you're sitting on social media and you know your media is catered to someone who watches movies and shows and stuff. It's
yeah,
obviously gonna have, like, clips of new movies coming out.
I'm glad you're on my side, bro. All right. Let's do some quick fire questions about Guardians of the Galaxy. So I want you to rank all of the Guardians right now. So you have Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot, and um Star Lord. 1 through 5.
Like, 1 is the best?
Yes.
Hmm. Um, Probably 1 can be Star-Lord.
Okay. Go
No
on.
reaction? Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, 1 can be Star-Lord. Uh, oh, no, like, now I don't know what to do because I really like these characters. Let's say 2 can be Rocket.
Okay. Keep going.
3 is probably gonna be Gamora.
Okay. Keep going.
4 is Groot, and 5 is Drax.
The Drax hate goes crazy.
It's not hate. I mean, is he anybody's favorite character?
I bet someone
I
out there
yeah, probably
think,
someone, but he's probably not most people's favorite.
mm. I'm going I'm going Rocket at 1, Star-Lord at 2, Gamora 3, Groot 4, Drax 5.
Ooh, sounds a lot like you copied my 3 through 5. Not cool.
Anyway, who's the funniest character in the Guardians?
Rocket?
Rocket by far?
I think so.
Who's whose backstory are you most interested in?
Jeez, I was not thinking about any of these when I was watching the movie. Probably Gamora.
Gamora? Because she's
Mhm.
Thanos' daughter?
Yeah, probably Gamora, because 'cause I'm sure she has a lot of interesting stories to tell, probably a little bit more than a raccoon that was a science experiment and a tree that just says, "I am Groot."
Mm, that's such a terrible take because I mean Groot would be such an interesting backstory because we don't even know where he's from or if he has anybody like him. So I'd love to see more of that. And then also Rocket because he's a sign like a failed experiment. Like that's super interesting too cuz he like actually might be one of the most broken characters out of all of them because of what he went through.
Right.
What did you think about Ronan as the villain?
Good villain.
Good villain?
Mhm.
Is that it? Is that all? Good villain?
I don't know. I think he did a good job, like, fighting them and attacking what was the name of that planet that he was flying his ship to?
Earth? Or, no, that was what?
Yeah, it wasn't Earth.
I can't remember what it was called. But it had all
I can't
the
remember either.
yeah, it had all those people on it though.
It was very Earth-like.
Yeah,
Wait, what was his name? Ronan?
Ronan, yep.
He was, like, just a good villain too, 'cause, he was very heartless, you know? He didn't
Yeah,
care about Gamora and her sister. He didn't probably care about anyone else that was working for him.
no,
Um, all he wants is money and power.
not even money, he just wants power, wants to kill people.
Facts. He just wants to kill people. So that's why he's a good villain, because like, that's exactly a villain is supposed to be evil.
Mhm. What'd you think about that bombshell at the end of the movie when Yondu had said, "Good thing I didn't deliver him to his dad," or something along those lines? Do you remember that?
Oh, because like, Star-Lord's dad is not from Earth.
Yeah, technically he's not. He's because
I thought
and
that
then
was
also
interesting.
yeah, Yondu had said that. He's like, "Good thing I didn't deliver him to his dad, because that's what he was paid to do. That's why they took him from Earth." And then they also were running tests on him, and they said that his dad probably isn't from Earth, which is why he was able to hold on to the Infinity Stone for so long.
Do we ever learn more about his dad?
Yep, next Guardians of the Galaxy is all about his past,
Oh,
Star-Lord's past, which
cool.
it gets interesting because
I'm
you get to see his father.
I'm very intrigued by that because yeah, I thought that was, like, an interesting plot twist. Because 'Cause you're right, when he was holding that Infinity Stone and nothing happened to him, it kinda makes you wonder, like, how is he different? Because any other human would die touching this.
Exactly. And it'll make so much sense in the next Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
It'll be awesome. Okay, let's do our movie critic debate thing again that we were doing in the past episodes where I'll bring up what people say is bad about this movie, even though, it's mainly loved, and we can debate on if you agree or not. Most of the time, for some reason, you're agreeing with them, even though you talk positive about the movie. And I'm like, why? And so we'll see. Um, because this movie is, more of a different tone in a different group. Some people say this movie is too goofy and not serious enough, and the mix isn't good. Did the humor ever feel too much? Did you feel
No,
like it wasn't? Did you feel like it was more of a comedy and not a superhero movie? What do you think?
that's a terrible take. These are all superhero movies.
Yeah, but did the comedy is does the comedy make it feel not as much like a superhero movie?
No, that's what I'm saying, like, the humor doesn't take away from the fact that these are superhero movies.
Okay, yeah, there's your answer. Good.
I don't I don't think I don't think it was, like, over the top, too unserious.
No, I agree. I thought it was great humor, and I like that it was so much darker than the humor itself is darker than normal Marvel movies. The the overall characters and I guess the theme isn't darker than normal Marvel, but the humor is. And there were so many times where I was laughing at one after another. I mean, when Quill was just talking about when he was talking to Drax and he was doing like this, he's like and Drax was like, "Why would I run my finger across his throat?" And he's like, "No, it's just a figure of speech. It means you're gonna slice his throat." And he's like, "Why would I slice his throat? I want to make him have a long, painful death." And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, you can do that." It was like that stuff. And then there's another
yeah.
time when he was talking to Gamora and he was like talking to her about the music and he had said something about someone having a stick up their ass and she was like, "Why would someone put a stick up their ass?" And then he's like, "Oh, no, it's just a figure of speech."
I thought it was funny when he tried to kiss her, and she was like, "No, I don't wanna fall victim to your pelvic sorcery."
Yeah,
Like, ew.
that's funny. And
That
then
was really
also,
funny.
um, this movie too swears so much more than normal Marvel movies.
Mhm,
Like, constantly, they were dropping swear words left and right, and that makes it so much funnier too. I don't Swear words to me will always just be funny in movies, only if used
mhm.
right. If they're used wrong, then it's stupid, but they're used well in this. And I think the funniest part in this movie, now that I'm remembering stuff, is when they're in the prison and Groot walks up and he sticks his 2 fingers in that guy's nose, and he, like, lifts him up on the ground, and he instantly starts whimpering, and Rocket, like, steps up, and he's like, "Alright, everyone, listen up." And he was like, If anybody wants to attack us," or no, I can't remember what he said, but basically he was saying, If you wanna get to us, you have to come through us." Something stupid like that, and it was super funny, and then Quill was just like, "I'm with those guys," and he just starts walking with them.
Did you think it was funny too, after he had his fingers up in that guy's nose and he dropped him on the ground, everyone was stepping over him and he went, "I hate you guys."
Oh, yeah. I forgot he did
Like
that.
a little kid having a temper tantrum.
Yes. See, it's just so funny. Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
man. It doesn't get funnier than that when it comes to Marvel movies. Those are the best right there.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah, I liked the humor. It definitely didn't take anything away from the movie, so I think that's a very bad take by that person.
yeah.
What's your
Alright.
next one?
Ronan is a boring villain.
Oh, well, we already talked about him.
Yeah. You liked Ronan. I'd say that Ronan I actually had Ronan as a Disney Infinity character. I already explained to you, like, what Disney Infinity was, but I had
Mhm.
Ronan as a character as well, and so I played him a ton when I was on the Xbox 360 playing Disney Infinity, but I like Ronan. He's a sick looking character. He's just a bad villain. I mean, he didn't do anything really. He sat back in his ship waiting for them to get to the ground. He didn't really fight. Um,
Mhm.
Thanos would have literally crushed his, skull in a second, and he, for some reason, thought he could stand up to him. But no, I think Ronan was a good villain in this movie. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I guess maybe he was a little boring if you compare him to, like,
right,
people we've
like
seen in the past.
yeah, I'm thinking of like he doesn't leave a mark on me. Like he's definitely not a villain where I'm like, "Oh, yep, he's one to remember," but
Mhm.
he's not a shitty villain. So
Mhm.
I mean, he's got a cool design. I mean, the hammer is cool, but yeah. Okay, number 3, the last one is it feels disconnected from the MCU. I hate this take because I already explained how much I like the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy is disconnected, yet they still cross over and it builds on the MCU. And that's why this movie is this is just a genius movie because of how it's refreshing, how it's funny, and how it connects back. So I don't think it feels too disconnected from the MCU. Just no, stupid.
Yeah, you're right. It does feel disconnected to an extent, but everything lines up where it's supposed to, and some of these characters we've already seen in
Yeah.
movies prior to Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's probably
Kinda seems like an
actually
unintelligent take.
who?
It seems like an unintelligent take.
Oh, yeah. This movie is one of I think it's one of the most important ones because you actually see Thanos for the first time.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right. This one, like, you need it, and it adds to the background knowledge.
Yeah. Thanos the big purple raisin.
I've
Do you
seen
have
memes where people
Yeah,
say, like, a normal man shaves with a razor, but he shaves with a rake.
with a rake?
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you have anything negative to say about the Guardians of the Galaxy? Was there anything that, you didn't care
No.
for? No? What would you
No, not
rate
really.
what would you rate the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Probably, like, an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10? It's not that high.
That's super high. What do you mean?
Is that a high score for you? Because that's not a high score for me. This
Yeah.
movie's like a 9 out of
My
10.
you say that about every movie.
Yeah, but this one's like a good 9 out of 10.
Yeah, this is a good movie.
Do you have anything else you remembered about the movie that you wanna bring up? Anything positive? Random thoughts?
No, but I do wanna ask, do you like the chemistry between, Star-Lord and Gamora?
Yes, I love it.
Me too.
It's
Big
such a
fan of
good
those 2.
dynamic. Like, most of the relationships we've seen in the Marvel so far, I feel like all the relationships are kind of the same, but this one feels like, uh, Gamora is gonna be hard to get and Star-Lord's gonna chase, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. Alright. Anything else?
Nope, not from me.
Okay, good. All right, guys, that is going to be our Guardians of the Galaxy review. Make sure to let us know down in the comments if you disagree with anything we said. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to turn on that notification bell so you can get more content from us. Thank you guys for watching, and
We'll see you guys next time.